Tell you, I cannot listen to that enough. I love that intro, Tom Robinson. I'm Adam Gilson. There's Tom Robinson. This is FoosWeek, your one-stop positivity shop for all things foosball. Here we look at the week behind and the week ahead in foosball. And boy, Tom, do we not have a week ahead?
Here it comes. Yeah, this is one of those weeks that it takes months and months and months of preparation to get it, and to be there. Of course, as a foosball player, it's spectacular because it's the Hall of Fame Classic.
Absolutely. And the Hall of
Yeah.
Fame is something that me personally, and it's the first major I ever went to in 1998.
Oh,
It
it
was
is.
it was the
Oh,
first big tournament. I went to one tournament I was 17, or I snuck into like Yankee Doodles of wherever, in Long
hmm
Beach, and from there I went the next about a week later. I went to my first Hall of Fame in Vegas. This was back when it was at the Riviera, and I'll never forget it because I went from playing on like this little shabby 2 or 3 tables at this location that I'd never even really
Yep.
seen. I couldn't even wrap a handle, Tom. I didn't even know how to wrap a handle yet.
Wow.
And then I walk into the ballroom and there's all these tables there and there's all these people. And all I remember was the smell of those brand new foosball tables.
Right.
Never
Yeah.
forget it.
Yeah.
Never, ever forget it.
It is pretty astounding to see that many tables in one place for the very first time. You're kind of like, wow, am I going to play in all of these?
Right.
This would be cool.
Right. Right.
It's
Before we get too much into it, Tom, I want to do a quick shout out to all of our patrons, Patreon
yes.
supporters, the people that bring foosball content like this to the rest of everybody else that's out there. That's Mike Green, Dwayne Stewart, Judy Schober, Jamie Kunst, Adam Gilson, David Kahlo, Rob Cutler, Cam Burrows, Reed Rector, Jimmy Love, Jay Teal, a.k.a. 3D Foos, Brian Schmidt, Matt McCrory, Carl Fleischer, Christina Fuchs, Craig Topham. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do to help
Thank you.
us. And I know
Yeah.
I said my name, but I'm a supporter of this too. As you know, this is a hobby. I'm a fan. So, and thank you, Tom, for everything you do. So I'm excited, and I think we should get to it. I do you see
I agree.
you can't see the people that are watching on Twitch can see the name that's hovering above my head because we have our the title of the show, Foos Week, and then it's our guest. And our guest tonight, a legend, the Hall of Famer. Speaking of Hall of Fame, it's Mary
Yes.
Moore. Mary, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Adam. Thank you very much. And hello, Tom. It's nice
Oh,
to talk to both of you guys.
hello, Mary. Thanks for joining us. This is so exciting to have you on board.
It is. It really is. So it's Tuesday, April 11th. I believe the Hall of Fame begins on Wednesday. The matches start Wednesday. And
Tomorrow.
tomorrow at the Golden Nugget. Is that the scene that we're looking at, Mary?
Yes, the room opens at noon tomorrow, and our first event is at 2 p.m., which is women's expert singles.
Nice. Nice. And I know that it's going to be streaming on Inside Foos, insidefoos.com, starting tomorrow as well. So I'm looking forward to watching that. And then I'm very excited to be showing up there Thursday to be doing commentary and doing more with Inside Foos and doing podcasts with Foosball Radio. But I heard tell, Mary, that it was kind of a up and down battle getting out there for you.
Yeah, we had some breakdowns, 4.
Four.
But yes, 4. We're overloaded. We weighed our trailer before we left for Wisconsin. We did Wisconsin, then Oklahoma, then our next stop was here. And we were at 32,000 pounds. And so,
Oh,
yeah, a little bit more weight than I should have on it. But yeah, we had some breakdowns and had to buy a few new tires, like 6 in the whole hub assembly.
six.
So, and then
God.
we had to do a lot of soldering to the trailer. It was cracked and broke. But anyways, I was lucky to get some good people to help me all the way here. And we made it here just a day late. And we're here. We're set up. We're ready to go. We're ready for everybody to come in tomorrow. And the tables are in perfect shape. And so we got 50 tables. Well, actually 49, I'm sorry, tables. And we're ready for all the players. We can't wait.
Mary, I got to say that is sheer will, sheer determination. Um, how many times have you made that kind of a journey? Is this something you're accustomed to? I mean, how many times have you done that?
Well, when I first got my Hall of Fame contract, I drove it here, I think 5 years by myself here and back. Um,
Wow.
and then I picked up a driver. And now after COVID, I lost my driver, so I'm back driving it again. But again, I had Leon, one of my workers. You all will see him this weekend. Anybody that's here, he's a handyman. He can fix anything. And we had some problem with the new hubs, the caps that go over the bearings to keep the grease in. We lost
Mm.
them all 100 miles down the road, and so we stopped
Wow.
and bought more and put them on with the right tool and everything, and we lost all those. So Leon takes some alcohol bottles and cuts them in half, and we make our own hubs, and we wire them to the lug nuts, and we put hose clamps on them, and we greased everything, and so far so good. I'm just
That's
hoping
Wow.
I can make it back to Oklahoma because it's a long ways back, and then I'm going to have it back in the repair shop, and I stay at my son's house there, and I've already got a guy waiting for me to come back, and
No,
he's bought me some metal hubs. I mean,
is
they went to plastic caps, and the plastic caps just aren't worth 2 cents.
so is Leon's last name MacGyver by any chance? Just
It should
curious.
be. It should be. Um,
Wow.
I can't really pronounce his last name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But I think it's Calgary. I think that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
And
Got it.
he's I mean, he's a jack of all trades. And he
Yeah.
also worked on trailers, Featherlight trailers for 10 years. So it was nice having him ride with me. And I
Okay.
apologized to him. He picked the worst time to ever travel with me, but I was fortunate to have him with me. And so, yeah. And then we broke our door lock because the trailer had shifted when we welded everything back together. And so we got that fixed up to where it's still secure, but I need to go have that fixed. And otherwise, we're here, and that's the best part.
That's
Wow.
awesome. I'm really excited. I mean, this is something, and we were talking about this, Mary and Tom, before this in the pre-show, is that in that on the road expanded episode that you and I talked, for a little over an hour and at TKO was the trials and tribulations of being a promoter and how you just handle it. And it sounded like you just handle this, because I remember you messaged me last week and were telling me what was going on, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, man, if that was me, I'd be out there uprooting trees and screaming, and you're just like, yeah, it's what we do. I was like, okay,
Well, yeah, I always allow enough time for breakdowns. You never
okay,
know what's going to happen. I've broken down over 10 times over the years
wow,
and be down out of commissions for 2, 3 days or just one day. I mean, there's been so many stories. We won't get into that,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I always allow that extra time because you have to.
right. So speaking of that, walk us through this weekend of what we can expect as far as day to day, the events. You said expert single starts tomorrow. I'm sorry, my
Yes.
okay, and then that's Wednesday, and so it's a Wednesday to Sunday tournament. What are we looking at? And when is and when is going to be? No, you know what? I'll save that. I want to ask that a little bit later. But what are we looking at schedule wise?
We have 27 events this weekend and 5 days
Mm.
to run them in. A lot of our events are single elimination so that they don't carry over and
Mm-hmm.
conflict the main events.
Mm.
We're probably right close to 50,000, well, maybe more like 40,000 in payouts. I did up open doubles and open singles a little bit with the prize money, so
Mm.
those guys will be happy. I felt like we were going to have a good turnout this year with the borders being open
Yeah.
and everything. So we
Hmm.
already sold way more rooms than we did. But Wednesday, we got a lot of specialty events and the expert women's forward shootout, goalie wars. And then going into Thursday, we have some seniors, some expert mix, a handicap. These 2 days are lighter days.
Yeah.
But Friday, the main events start. Pro singles is at 12 p.m. And then we go from there to open and amateur singles, the open mix, expert singles. And so it's just a full tournament until we get to Saturday. And we'll run events all the way up to the Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll pause open like we always do and bring it back the next day. And the Hall of Fame ceremony is at 8 o'clock. So if anybody can go online and watch that, we'll be live streaming that. We have two wonderful people getting inducted: Gina Harris Smith Cruz and Scotty Weidman. So I'm
Scotty.
really looking forward. Yep, Scotty Weidman's in there this
Nice.
year, and I'm really looking forward to that. That's the whole purpose of the event.
Yeah.
This is not a championship. This is a classic. So
Yeah.
Mm.
and that's the way we look at it. A lot of people win and want to buy jackets, but there's nobody got a jacket unless they're a Hall of Fame member from this tournament.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the differentiation.
Hmm.
That makes a lot of
Yep, we
sense.
That way, when you see a Hall of Fame jacket, with the logo this one has, they're a Hall of Famer. So
That's
that's,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, really. I mean, we were just chatting about this recently about the Hall of Fame and how far it's come and what it really means to the sport. Um, do you ever see a Hall of Fame like a brick and mortar location for the Hall of Fame of foosball?
Well, I would love to have a museum of foosball, and
Mm,
I'd love to have all of Billy Sumption stuff when he passed away. He had probably more memorabilia stuff than anybody.
yeah.
Mm,
Um, a brick and mortar thing, if somebody's got one and that would be expensive unless you own the property and did it to try to keep it up. But I mean, it would be great. I would love to. We've got, some banners from all the way back when, but we did
hmm.
not get to hang them at this tournament, and I apologize for that. We only have the one banner of last year's winners, and we do have the current banner of all the Hall of Fame members on them. And that was just a financial decision we had to make. They do charge us a lot of money to hang the banners, about 2,500.
Wow.
And last year we had 200 people less, and so expenses are double.
Mm.
And I have a huge staff, so we didn't bring all the banners this time, and I already regret it. But they'll be up next year.
Yeah.
So if you can
We,
make it next year, you'll get to see them all.
and that's the myriad of choices you have to make as a promoter, and also when you do as many different tournaments that you do, it's just
Yeah.
I can't even fathom. But Tom, that's a really good question about the brick and mortar. I got chills just thinking about that. I love the thought of creating a place of history like that for foosball.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that'd be a
No,
lot of fun.
I grew up 25 minutes from the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. And, as a kid, we kind of took it for granted. It was a place you would go in the summer and everybody was there in town and they would do the Hall of Fame game and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, I realize, Major League sports like baseball are a little different, but foosball deserves its place, man.
It
I
does.
think it really, it should be enshrined um, in the near future. I think that would be a great idea.
I hope so too. That would make me very excited.
So, Mary, so unfortunately, Hannah, of course, Hannah Smith, our third co-host, couldn't be here tonight because she's on her way right now to the Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
Yes.
This is her first tournament since TKO, of course. This is what she does. She warms up TKO and gets ready to do what she does at Hall of Fame. But, she had a couple different questions for you. And one of them was she was talking about what it must feel like to host an event. Like, what is it for you to host an event like this, of this magnitude and this in importance? I guess not to put words in her mouth, but you know what I mean. Like, this is important.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a privilege, and I was honored to be able to take this event over in 2011, which I never dreamed I would have the Hall of Fame.
Mm.
And so it's important to have it at a good location and to run the tournament perfect. And we got over 40 international players registered, so we'll
Oh,
have a lot of people from other countries coming. And it's just an honor to be able to host an event like this. And we're going to try to do our best. The tables are going to play perfect. We've got a great schedule. We're going to run the tournament hopefully perfectly. Now, if we get 700 players, we might end a little bit late, but I'm
right.
expecting
Yeah.
450 to 500, and we'll be able to handle that with the amount of tables we have. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's really great. Getting worlds, that's something I never dreamed of, never even thought of. But
Mhm.
we got to take over worlds in the Hall of Fame, and then we created the Nationals back and are retired. So, these big events are the toughest because there's so many tables to set up and tear down. They're the hardest work, but they're the most rewarding to
Yeah.
me. I love the little events too, but these are, once you walk out the door and this event's done, you really feel like you accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. Wow. So Mary, I'm curious. Now, our tradition on Foosball Radio is to find out about quote unquote the origins of what foosball has meant to you. But um, I'm very curious. When was the very first tournament that you ever organized and put on? When was it and where was it?
Well, it was the Kentucky State Championship, and I think I said the wrong date on the foosball when me and Adam talked last time. It was 1992 was the first one.
92. Got it.
And it was a little 3,500, and it was coming right after the Minnesota tournament, which was the U.S. Open. I walked in there and I said, "Wow, this is what I want to do." And I bought
Hmm.
some tables, and as I'd said in the last interview, and bought some tables from some promoters, and that's when I started, and then we just kept going from there.
Yeah, and now, I mean, this is let's see, 92. That's what, 30 years?
Yeah, this makes my 31st year anniversary. Come, yeah.
30
So,
years. Wow. There must be something about this that keeps you coming back. What would that be?
well, did you listen to my other podcast?
I did, but
Okay, so my son was a driving force and my love for the game. Then when I seen Ryan getting really good, I wanted to keep things going. Then I started running a regional tournaments, and then Tornado went through the tough times and sold to multiple different people, and finally they went from five, four, three to two, and that's when I brought my truck and trailer, and that was in like 2008, and started creating all these regional tournaments, smaller ones around, just to try to keep the tour alive.
Yeah.
And we have successfully done that. And Tornado is now letting me run the tour for them. They're my table sponsor, and we've got a great partnership. And Kelly doesn't have to worry about nothing. I talk to him once every 4 years just to say, "Hey, I got a 4-year contract. Are we still good?" And
Hmm.
he says, "Hey, we're good forever as long as I don't lose money." He wants to keep foosball going, and he's wanting to see it grow. And so we're just really lucky to have Tornado as a sponsor. That makes all
Yeah.
the difference in the world for me to be able to do what I do.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say if we were to refer to you as a foosball pioneer? Would that be okay?
You could do that, but I refer to myself as the only crazy girl in the world that would run around and do this for 30 years.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
Right.
Because it is kind of crazy running around. I mean, I left. I've been on the road right now almost 6 weeks. I won't be home until May 12th. So it takes somebody that can, and I'm lucky to be able to do it. My kids are all grown, and my husband works and takes care of the house and the dog. And to be honest, I got to give hats off to Richard Moore, my husband.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
Yeah.
together over 40 years, married 36 of those, and I could not do this if he wasn't home paying the bills and taking care of the house and taking care of my pets. So that's allowed me to do this, and it's otherwise I wouldn't be able to do it. Obviously, if I had to rely on just foosball as my sole income,
Right.
then I wouldn't be doing it. I'd have quit a long time ago.
Yeah. And
But
that's something we've talked about, Mary, in that
yeah,
episode,
yeah,
because the stuff that you do, I guess you could say you're a little crazy in that regard, but
yeah.
but you love it, and I mean that's the thing that's transmitted. Like that's just what's so awesome about it. We all do, right? I mean, like we all can't be involved in this wild sport, that we all love so much, and not be a little bit out there, I guess.
Exactly.
You know,
And I'm just again, yeah, things have changed over the last 10 years,
it's
from my
been
little tour to
yeah,
running the national tour, and so it's great. We've got international stuff going now. We've got the USTSO.
yeah,
They're behind the scenes trying to push and grow the sport. We got promoters all across the country that have locations opened back up. And so, I really see a great future for
yeah.
foosball.
And I feel like, and I know, and we talked about this, and I know that there's a vocal minority that get frustrated with the foosball, and I always tell them, why don't you go do something instead of complaining behind a computer? Why
Yep.
don't you go do something and do something, right? But the stuff that's happening right now is so like invigorating and so exciting, what is going on behind the scenes, because I mean so much of what's happening right now is we're just recovering from the pandemic, or that whole shutdown thing, right? And everybody just trying to figure out, how does foosball exist going forward? And you just picked up the torch and kept on taking your trailer out across country. And that's the height of doing something, in my opinion.
Well, this is my second trailer and my second truck. So I've already been through two trucks and two trailers. So
Jeez.
Wow.
and so yeah, and I think this trailer needs to go. I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
about getting a semi trailer and then hire an independent driver just to
Mm,
load it up, take it, and me fly there. Me and Ryan were looking at prices and just try to get me off the road so much
yeah.
because, like I said, I'm gone for 8, 10, 12 weeks at a time, and that's I'm ready to be home a little bit more.
Right.
But we're going to figure it out financially. We'll see what we can do. And the main thing I know, if I'm taking my equipment there, I'm going to make it. So it's kind of hard to let that go and hope that a truck driver will make it with everything. But we're looking at that too. So maybe it'll be a little bit easier on me in the future.
Right.
And it's just a matter of it fitting in the budget to do that. So that's what we're looking at doing.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm wondering, when it comes to just tournaments in general, and you've done 30 years of this, um, when it comes to the learning process, if someone were to, let's say, step into promoting a regional tournament, what's the first thing you would say to them not to do, and what's the first thing you'd say you have to do?
Not to do is to start off with a big payout because it's not the money
Mm.
that brings the players. It's whether they have time off work and whether they can fit it in their schedule.
Hmm.
And what to do is build up your local player base all around you so that you'll have X amount of players and you can kind of base it off there and step up gradually.
Nice.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is spoken like a true pro.
Yeah. That's all
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need.
a lot of yeah, I'm
Go ahead,
sorry. I
Mary.
didn't
No,
mean to
Mary.
interrupt you.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I interrupted you. Go ahead, Mary.
So many promoters want to come out and do a 15 and 20 grander because they think, wow, everybody's going to come and they're going to
Mm.
do good. And usually every one of them don't do as well as they think the first one. And I
Hmm.
just, I just, like I said, if you don't have a really solid local player base, then you got to watch out because traveling, especially right now with gas the way it is and
Right.
Sure.
the inflation, you're lucky to get whoever can afford to come. And so everybody wants to be at every tournament, but it just doesn't work that way.
Right. And so I want to switch gears, going back a little bit back to the Hall of Fame here.
Okay.
Because I know I want to be respectful of your time. You're there. You're in Vegas. You're at the Golden Nugget. You're setting up. We've already hit the 20-minute mark we chatted about. We can chat as long as you want. I know that I love chatting with you. People like chatting with you, hearing what you have to say, but at the same time, whatever works for you. But that being said, I got to know Hall of Fame. What's your favorite thing about this weekend?
My favorite thing about this weekend is the Hall of Fame ceremony. I mean, that to me,
Mm.
I got inducted in 2014, and I know how I felt on there. So I know when each member is inducted in,
Mm,
it's just the most rewarding feeling there is, and to be able to keep this tradition going is just special. That's what's special about this tournament.
I love that. I got to. I was. I don't know. I know I've made this point very clear in the last 2 years that I've been involved in talking about foosball, but I'm a huge foosball dork. And I love the history and I love seeing people getting honored for the stuff that they've done for this thing that, you know, some of us are willing to drive across country in a trailer that breaks down and some of us are willing to, sit on their on set up a streaming thing on top of their bed just to be able to talk to people about foosball.
Hmm.
This is the sport that we love, right? And I think
Yeah,
it's
well,
so awesome. I just love that. I love that tradition is being continued, Mary.
I'm like I said, I'm privileged to do it. And so let me tell you just a little bit about the Golden Nugget because a lot of
Yeah.
people haven't been here since
Yeah.
they made some changes. Of course, they do have one of the top 10 pools in the world. It's the Shark Tank pool. You can go through the slide and go right through the Shark Tank. Then they have a hideout up top where they have some cabanas and it's for adults only. So it's if you like the pool and the sun, of course, Vegas is where to be.
Yep.
Hmm.
Um, then we have two new restaurants here, Saltgrass Steakhouse, which is very good food, and
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A, which is very affordable. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a couple of new things for the hotel for players coming. And then we also had my son do a Zero to Hero event. He did this, I think, in 2018 or 19.
Yep.
It's where everybody weighs in, and for every pound they lose, he donates $4 per pound to Kids Club.
Cool.
So, so I joined that February, or what was it, January 31st, and I'm glad to say I've lost 30 pounds since then. So I weighed in
Congratulations.
today and I put that on. Oh yeah, and I would have never done that if I hadn't joined his club. And then after everybody, he'll write a big check. The first year it was for Shriners Hospital. I think we
Mm-hmm.
raised close to 3,000 for that. And then
Cool.
this year it's going to Foosball Clubs USA. And then on Monday he holds a big party for everybody that joined it. It's a private party out at the pool, and he feeds them and drinks them the whole day.
Yep.
So,
Nice.
that's his way of giving back to Kids Club and to the players. So that's going on this weekend as well. And of course, we're going to have Jim Stevens here for Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, and Sunday. So he's
Yep.
going to be on there commentating. And of course, you're coming, Adam and Ashley. And so we got a great team there where people can watch from home if they can't make it. And this is our last year at the Golden Nugget. So
Oh,
due to the COVID and everything, they've priced us out. And
uh,
so we can't come back. Yeah, they want 10,000 a day for the ballroom.
oh,
We're here 12 days, so we don't even take in that kind of money, let alone to pay a ballroom 120,000 to be here.
wow.
So
And
I've got a new location, and
oh,
I don't have the contract signed. I'm meeting with her this Thursday, and then I will have it all signed, and then I'll put a big Facebook post and
so
share it with everybody and let us know where we're going to be at.
so we can't even get a hint. You couldn't even rhyme. Give us a.
Well, it
You don't
used to
have to.
be it used to be called the Las Vegas Hilton. That's all I can say. It's
Oh,
not called that
okay.
anymore, but everybody will know where I'm talking about at least.
Do your research. Get on Google.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
until I get the contract signed, I'm not
sure.
going to really make it because, I mean, she's got to come down just a little bit. I sent her my wish list today. She had
Mhm.
sent what I was going to get, and I think we'll make a compromise. This is the host that got me here at the Golden Nugget to begin with, so we already have a great relationship, and she really wants our business because we do have a lot of gamblers.
Yeah.
And she knows that my group's a big gambling group, and that's what these casinos
Sure.
want. And she and I are just, I mean, we hit it off right off the bat. So I'm hoping that'll be our new home. It has some disadvantages and it has some advantages. So overall, though, it's closer to the airport. No smoke's going to come in the room because you walk down a hallway to get to the convention center room. We're going to have twice the size ballroom. Um, so if everything goes good, we're going to be able to put more tables in. We're really limited here. They're giving us a storage room. They're going to do an outrageous concessions because they're going to host us the same weekend as the dart tournament, which will be across in another ballroom. And
Wow.
they can set up a very affordable concession stand for us. And here the beers are $9 a piece, salads are 16 or 18, and it's all because of coming back after 2 years of being closed down. So I understand, but
Yeah.
we need affordable food,
Right.
and so hopefully if we get that contract, that's where we'll be. And if not, I've got one other hotel that's wanting my business, and the Golden Nuggets wanting to have a meeting to try to maybe renegotiate for 24 and 25, but I think we're just too far off.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going
Right.
to come down to what
Well,
I'm paying now, which is 6,500. So it's going to be tough to stay here. And really, truthfully, I think over there players will be much happier.
yeah.
The
Well,
monorail starts there, and you can
oh,
jump on it, and it take the first stops at the Flamingo, and it's free. So
Cool.
yeah, I mean we're off the strip and we're not downtown, but it's
eh,
easy to get to anywhere from there.
yeah. Well, that's not a big selling point for me. I'd like to stick my head out on Fremont Street. I think it's cool, but whew, that's a lot to take in. You know what I mean? But,
Well, it is,
but
and Fremont's really, I mean, it's dangerous out there. I
yeah,
wouldn't even let Kenny go down the truck and trailer back by himself. I mean, you get approached by 100 people, and you just never know when someone's going to get mad at you if you don't give them what they want.
Mm,
I think the Hilton it'll be a more of a classier, cleaner
yeah,
place and safer.
yeah.
I say the Hilton, but it's not the
Right,
Hilton.
right.
It
Yeah,
used to be.
yeah. No, we
Uh,
won't.
that,
We won't disclose.
yeah, we
Yeah,
used to have our shell conventions there, so it's a
yeah.
big place. Yeah.
But real quick, Mary, just on behalf of Foosers everywhere, especially Foosers west of Dallas Fort Worth or whatever, I appreciate you battling to keep this event in Vegas. I know
yeah.
the cost, the difficulty. I don't even know that. Like I haven't experienced it personally, but I know it's hard. And you're doing it and you're out there battling and you have these options. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate that. And I
Thank you.
certainly hope everybody else does too, because it is so awesome. It is so awesome to have the destination, the event destination of Vegas for this Hall of Fame Classic.
Well, it is, and it needs to be in Vegas, and because all the international players want to come to Vegas, and
Mm,
they get a chance to see so many Hall of Fame members. And by the way, we are going to have a lot of the members here, and we always get a group photo and everything. And it's this year's going to be a big attendance with the
And
Hall
the
of Fame
dinner,
members. So
the Hall of Fame
uh,
dinner.
yes, we have that for Hall of Fame
Hmm.
members, and if they want to bring a guest, they can bring a guest, and we're going to be eating at the Saltgrass Steakhouse, and It's a time for us all to get to hang out and sit and talk, and it's pretty nice.
And real quick, I have to say this because unless you go to this venue, and I know we were talking about switching venues, but the Saltgrass venue where it's at, you look out the window from where it's seating and you see that Shark Tank pool that you're talking about. And unless you see that in person, it's really hard to take in how amazing it is, right?
Yeah,
The
Hmm.
shark's in this
definitely.
tank and
Yes.
you can swim next
And
to
then
it.
and you can take a slide right through it too, and you go right through the tank on the slide, and it's all glass,
Wow.
so you can see. So you're right in the tank with them, but you're in a tunnel,
Yeah,
a glass tunnel. So it's really
Jeez.
cool.
that exceeds my
No.
my adrenaline level. But yeah.
Yeah, and I do love the Golden Nugget, and I
Yeah.
appreciate everything they've done for me. And I understand they're all under new management, and they got
Yeah.
a new COO, and everything's just changed from when I came here a few years ago. Uh, but we do need more space. Oops, sorry. Are you there, guys?
Can hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yep.
Can you hear
Okay, I
us?
had to go back here. Sorry, that was Ashley calling me. I had to hang up on her,
Oh,
so she must be here now.
oh yeah, 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 yeah. Well, shoot, we don't want to keep you if you got to get going. But Tom, do you have any last?
Yeah, I mean, just a blanket question here. When it comes to being at a tournament like the Hall of Fame Classic, you're going to be with 400 or 500 of your family. How do you find the time to actually, say hey and hello to everybody who shows up, and how do you keep their names straight?
Okay, I can't remember anybody's names unless they've been playing with me for years and I'm paying them out cash. I'll just be honest, I'm horrible. I remember their faces. I hug everybody. I'm a hugger. I
Hmm.
welcome everybody, but mainly I hide behind the curtain. I'm the Wizard of Oz back here trying to make this event run perfect. So, I should be out on the floor more, but I need to be where I need to be so the playing experience is good for everybody.
I
Oh,
respect,
yeah.
respect that.
We're so glad you're doing it.
Yeah.
You really have maintained this sport at such a level that if you were to not do this tomorrow, we'd be in big trouble. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah. Well, Mary, we're gonna wrap up here. You have plenty to go do, obviously.
Yeah, I need
But
to go open the door for Ashley. She's out
yeah.
there banging on
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Real quick though, the floor is yours. Any last words, comments, anything you want to give us? It's you. It's you. It's you.
I just want to thank you guys for having me on, and I'm going to start listening to your podcast more because, I've never really had time to do it
Mm,
and really didn't understand it. But now that I've got to know you, Adam, I'm in love with everything you do. And
thank you.
Tom, we appreciate you being a part of all this too.
Sure.
And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see all the players come in, and we'll have a good time. And so, Adam, you're going to get to commentate a lot of matches this weekend and talk to a lot of Hall of Famers. So it's going to be exciting for you.
I am.
So a lot of these guys are back in the TS day with your father. So
I
this is
know.
going to be a good weekend.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Ah!
Yes. All
Okay.
right.
All right. Okay. Mary Moore, Hall of Famer, foosball legend, promoter extraordinaire. We thank you. We thank you for your time, and I will see you in 2 days.
And
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Mary, hope to see you in Kentucky during the Worlds or the Tornado Championships this year.
Okay, Tom. Yeah, that'll be great. And sorry things came up and you couldn't make this one, but we'll see you in August.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Wow, terrific. Just great. Um, so I got to say, Mary is such a gracious host. She puts on some of the best foosball parties on the planet, don't you think?
Yeah. I think people keep going to them. Oops. I pressed the wrong button. Oh, can you see me, Tom?
I can see you. Yeah,
Okay.
you're still
Good.
there. I can hear you, see
I'm
you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying something different with my setup. You don't need to know that. There's no reason to have anything behind the curtain. And it doesn't even matter. Everybody left. Like they only were here to listen to Mary. So, we could talk
Right.
to
Right.
talk. But yeah, no, I'm excited, as I'm always excited for the Hall of Fame, but I'm even more excited now. Just getting to hear that. And also
Hmm.
one of my takeaways from that, I said it, but I love the fact that Mary has set up different venues, the contacts that she has, everything like that she's looking at to have and keep the Hall of Fame in Vegas. It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Considering considering how difficult it is to get out there to have, because she's based in Kentucky. She's got her stuff in Kentucky to bring it out there. Ugh.
Sure.
If it was
Yeah.
me, man, I would have thrown in that towel a long time ago.
Oh, ditto.
But you don't
Ditto.
see me. You don't see me promoting tournaments, do you?
Well, that's true.
No.
That would be true. It is no, it's fantastic in the sense that that there is someone who wants to do this, and it's well so thankless at times. And when something goes right, you don't get a whole lot of credit. And when something goes wrong, well, you hear about it, right? So
Right.
that's got to be difficult. But yeah, it's really great to know that that there's people like Mary, and I'm sure there's many others that also can really make this sport great as it already is.
No.
So
And
yeah.
I've waxed eloquent about it a lot, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I think that foosball it's too small to have infighting. It's too small to not have
Oh,
everybody on the same side.
right,
It's
right.
not. I mean, it's just not. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that at all. It should be, you know, we're all in this together because we are.
Well,
This
I
is
mean,
not. It is not, and it will never be cornhole. It just can't.
we wouldn't want it to be.
Well, you wouldn't want it to be, yeah,
So
but you can't go to
no,
Lowe's and make your own foosball table for $30 and then go transport it from beach to beach to beach. Like it's
right,
just not the
right.
reality of the situation.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a very high skill level, very neurodivergent base of players that think very differently than people that throw a beanbag into a hole of
Oh
plywood.
yeah. Well, I
So,
think, and just in your point here, when you think about last week on Foos Week, we were talking to Jacob Barnett.
yeah,
Now, Jacob is truly a genius. He's rated in the top 10 smartest people in the world, and yet he's obsessed with foosball. That says something for the sport, first of all. Second of all, a lot of other people that are in the top of the field of foosball have a very similar kind of look at the sport. They're very thoughtful. They calculate, oftentimes to the nth degree, as Jacob does. I really got to say, after talking to him especially, I started to realize, wow, there's there's a lot of smart people doing this at the top of the field, and there's a reason for that. Is because it's ultimately compelling for those who want to use their minds to be the best. And there's some physicality to it, true, but it's not like you don't have to be 390 pounds and 6'10"
to do what?
to play foosball.
Oh, yeah. Right. And
It's the intent. It's really comes down to your how you reason and how you observe other players and how you adjust to another player's style.
mm,
This kind of thing. Being able to do that.
right. Yeah. And how quickly you can get to the buffet. I'm a little torn this weekend, Tom, because I would
Are you
like
now?
to. I would love to wreck a buffet this weekend. Like I just want to. I want them to pay for their hubris. Like,
Are you saying that you got your appetite back? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
oh, I didn't tell you. I went to the emergency room or urgent care this morning
You
because
did?
yeah, I've had in Oklahoma I got the flu. Famously got the
Mm-hmm.
flu.
Yes.
And then I famously lost 12 pounds. And which put me in the zeros to heroes running for losing 10 pounds because
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty good. But then what ended up happening is that I've had a sore throat every day since, even after
Wow.
the everything else subsided. Like we went on so I wasn't on last Tuesday's episode of FoosWeek because I was in San Luis Obispo in California on a
Mm-hmm.
little family vacation. I was barely able to do anything the entire weekend. Like it was brutal. And I would have to keep coming back and napping. And I was like, what's going on? I thought it was just fatigue,
Okay.
post flu fatigue, which is the thing. But I had a
Mm-hmm.
sore throat the entire time, which was weird to me.
Hmm.
So I finally went to urgent care this morning because I woke up with a sore throat again. And I'm like, why do I, and it gets worse during the afternoon. Anyways, long story longer, Tom. I have strep throat.
Oh, got
And
it.
in the times that I had strep throat as a kid, like it was brutal. Like I thought I was gonna die. This
Sure.
was just like I couldn't focus or do function, but it was what it was. So, anyways, long story longer, the point is that so I just got some penicillin. I just started taking it this morning. I feel better already.
Good.
I won't be contagious by tomorrow. And Thursday when I get there, I'm going to try to take it easy.
Easy. I've heard that someplace before. Take one easy.
But I'll be in Vegas. And then by Friday, I'll be really well rested.
Yeah. Well, it's now that you have an idea as to what's really going on.
Dude,
Maybe
no, Tom, I thought I was going crazy. Like, I thought that I was seriously, I thought that I was losing my mind because, like, I kept trying to do stuff. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. And I was just like, what's going on right now? It was strep throat. And that's fine. I mean, that's fine. But, like, you know what it's like waking up and then feeling like you immediately need to go back to sleep and then trying to, like, do anything and then feel like the same thing like a few hours later. And then the entire time you have this,
man.
like, underlying thing of not feeling well.
Oh, not good.
No,
Not good.
not good.
Well, and to hear you that that you weren't really interested in food, that kind of thing. I
It
mean,
was scary. When
yeah,
you hear that I'm not interested in food, there's something wrong.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'll be happy to know though I ate an entire stick of butter today.
Oh, like by itself, just
It was
a
room
stick of butter?
temperature. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. I'm
Mm,
I'm ready to make the
mm.
buffet pay.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, step back from the buffet
No.
and let the man through.
Right. Yes. All right.
Let
All
the
right.
man through.
Okay. So now what? What do we talk about
So
here? Oh, what are you looking forward to this weekend? You're gonna be watching, I'm assuming.
I am going to be watching, no question about it. There is an event here in Albany as well. There's a Smashdown that's taking place on Saturday that I'll be helping with and probably attending and playing an event or two. But yeah, it's not the same because I'd rather be no offense to the guys here in Albany, but I'd rather be in Hall of Fame. And probably not necessarily playing, but just being there to see the spectacle, just to watch and just to be among that crowd. So there's that. But no, it is something that well, hopefully I can make up for as the year goes on. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Texas State and perhaps of course Tornado Championships. Really have to do whatever I can move
Yeah,
forward there.
you've been there the last 2 years, right? I mean, you have to.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, and yeah, no,
Well,
you have to go.
no. I'm just going to say that I'm looking forward to living vicariously through your reports. Uh, you know, things like on the road and whatever the case that happens this weekend. And
I
guess
have
you're.
a lot of my greatest lined up this weekend, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward
Mm-hmm.
to that. I think that's a really cool concept. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to who I can get. The biggest hindrance to doing those kind of things is just it's a foosball tournament. And I don't care how
Right.
there's no format of foosball tournament that makes doing a podcast work.
Yeah.
It's a foosball tournament. We all know what we're doing, right? So if Mary jokingly was saying earlier, well, I did kind of track her down a lot to try to talk to her, but like,
Yeah.
you know how busy a promoter is going to be at a tournament like that, and
Oh,
you know how busy a player is going to be, like, and then there's just me going like, you want to talk, you want to talk, you want to talk, you want to talk, whatever.
well, if anybody can do it, you can.
Well, yeah,
Anybody
it's
can.
the
Yeah,
power of the
you're
man
good
bun.
at that.
I'm like, have you seen this? It looks like a wicker basket on my head.
The power of persuasion and the man bun. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about. No, it's I envy your ability to get up out of your sick bed and do this. Strep throat and nothing. You're
Well,
going.
I didn't. Yeah. Well, I didn't know.
Well,
I just kept
now
pushing.
you do.
Hey, you want to hear something? I mean, I know this is turning into a TNA podcast, but I realized something today.
What's that?
I am I am the literal age that Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls used to pretend she was.
Pretend that
She
she was
used to
like
tell everybody she was
40,
41. Yeah.
41. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Blanche. Thank you. Not.
Right. But I'm that age now, which means the next age I'm going to be is the age she actually was.
Now, there's a little time in between there, though. That's not like overnight. It takes a while to get there.
Might as well be.
Take it from somebody in their 60s. It takes a while.
60s.
60s,
Oh, Tom.
squarely in the 60s, not
So you were
just
born
on the
in
fringe.
61?
No, I was born in 1958.
I'm
So
really
do
bad
the
at math.
math.
No, I'm bad
Do
at
the
math.
math.
Don't
64.
no. Really? You're
Yep.
64?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'm going to be 65 this year. So, yeah, there's
Wow.
that.
Do you feel
But
65?
I don't. I can still beat up on the best, in the foosball table. So, what can I tell you? No, just kidding.
That's your metric for feeling young?
No, I mean, I can hang with the guys. Let's put it that way. And I feel like and every week now, it's like sticking in my craw. I'm making the finals every week, but I can't quite crack the nut that get the first place thing. But
All right.
I'm working on it.
Well, I respect that. I mean, we're all here for that.
Yeah,
We're all here to
yeah.
play foosball
Well, it's
and
at the age of 64. I plan on continuing the quest. I want to continue to
uh-oh.
play.
I'll be right back.
Uh-oh, look out! We've got an emergency going on here. Something happening in the background. Hopefully, the look on Adam's face just now,
Yeah, I got it. Ow.
and something's going on. What might it be? Well, Adam will leave us in suspense, and here he comes.
Cat fight.
So the look. Oh, I had a feeling it was something like. So
So hold on one
your
second.
the look in your face. Cat fight.
No.
Yeah, that's something that happens in Adam's house. I think a bit more often than most of us are aware. Anyway, I'm a cat dad, so I get it. I totally understand how that works. And if you're watching us still on Twitch TV, thanks for sticking in there till Adam gets this cleared up. We're we're looking forward to the Hall of Fame Classic this weekend, and so grateful for Mary Moore to join us on this episode. Uh, it's astounding, and I think that especially after her tale of woe of having to fix her trailer 4 times on the way to Las Vegas, just shows sheer determination and the kinds of things that most promoters would not go through to make it all happen. So, oh, you're back. Okay, I was
Yeah.
just having a conversation with our Twitch TV viewer.
Who?
But it was a cat fight.
Oh God, yeah. No, we're trying to I have this beautiful Siamese cat we rescued from our backyard, but he does not get along with our other cats, and every
I
now and
gotcha.
then it gets bad.
There's
And
an issue. There's
yeah.
an issue. Yeah. Well, I'm a cat dad, and I can totally relate, man. It's a thing. They have their own territory, their space, and if somebody violates, well, there's a price to be paid.
There is, and the price is $7,000 or $8,000 worth of urgent care surgery and shit. So
No,
it ain't worth it.
oh no,
Yeah.
no.
I look at the
Wow.
little the ACL tear that we had to replace and repair one of my cat's legs, and I'm like,
Oh,
that was a damn trip to Europe.
wow. Wow.
And now
Yeah, no,
this,
it's expensive. Yeah, but everybody survived and everybody's okay.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Jeez. Sorry to hear that. Um, yeah, we've always had cats, and not everybody got along. Although it didn't get quite that severe.
Yeah, these two are just like, they're not. I mean, that's the thing. Is like it'll go weeks, months without this kind of thing happening, and then like for whatever reason the tensions build up,
Hmm.
and then boom.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, the look on your face was sheer terror.
yeah, I could see the second I saw all the cats. So I'm in my bedroom, and straight ahead is the living room. There's the kitchen, and then everything else that way is the hallway and the main part of the living room. And I saw 3 of the cats do this, and then just start running that way. And I was like, oh shit, they's about to be going at it.
Yeah. No kidding, man.
Anyways, and then I got attacked in my leg. So
Oh, you
not
got
not
you got in it.
yeah, well, collateral damage. You don't break up a cat fight without some stuff happening. But I figure it's cheaper for me to take a hit than one of them. So
Understood. Understood. Well, spoken like a true cat dad.
yeah,
Wow. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know. No, this has been a lot, quite the episode.
I love it. I think
Yeah, you know,
it's spontaneous,
you
right?
got to go live, and you don't
Gee,
know,
Adam, you're a person with a family. Go figure.
right?
We've
Oh, speaking of family, do you know what episode? You know what's going to go live on Thursday? The
Thursday.
On Thursday, and I need to put it on the Patreon thing. The shooting
Yes,
the shot with my parents,
that's right.
and
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be
Looking
exciting.
forward to that. That's
Uh,
gonna be awesome.
yeah, that old Fooser, from the '70s. I have I mean, look at this. Look at that.
Now
That's
that is what
probably
I
the
call
only one of these that still exists.
that a mug that
This
comes
was.
from your home, your your past.
Do you see what it is?
It's looks like a rainbow. Is that the
It's a
like? Oh,
tournament
it's a
soccer,
football
man.
player.
Yeah, it's a
Oh, it's a
tournament soccer with
oh,
the
got
classic
it.
rainbow. This mug was commissioned by Lee Peppard. He made, I don't know how many he had. He had done as many, probably 20, for
Mm-hmm.
all of the employees of tournament soccer at the time.
Wow.
My parents
How
got one.
cool. That is
I
awesome.
highly doubt any more of these exist.
Right? That haven't been broken or just
And it's a
thrown
little
in a
chipped,
box.
but it's kind of what you would expect.
Right. Wow. So that was what, 1974,
No,
75,
that would have been
19
76,
76.
77. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Wow, that is really neat. Talk about memorabilia and let's say rooms with lots of tchotchke from the past. I mean, you've got a lot of that. And you
Yeah.
could probably set up your own Hall of Fame.
No, I wouldn't. I don't have enough, but I would definitely contribute to it. I
Yeah,
would love to. I actually really like that idea, Tom. I really like that idea. It would be hard, it would have to be, as Mary said, it would have to be somebody's property or something
sure.
like that.
Somebody
But would
would
that
have
be
to
fun
donate
though?
that.
Like,
Oh, fantastic. I would make the destination. I would drive there to see it.
I would have to
Um,
be. I don't have to. I have to think about it. I
yeah.
think that'd be really cool. I almost feel like that felt like something when you said that. That felt like something that felt like my life's mission when it comes to foosball, like to create
Something to shoot for.
a,
Yeah,
a,
a
a
goal.
brick and mortar foosball Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's something you just took on the road in a
No,
trailer,
it can't be on the road. No, it has to have its own. I think here's the thing. Like, it has to be rooted in a foosball amphitheater. Like, there has to be
Yeah.
like a regional area that, like, this is where foosball tournaments happen. Like,
Yep.
if I won the lottery, Tom, my pie in the sky thing.
Oh,
Because if I won
yeah.
the lottery and had the money, I would actually do something positive for foosball
Mm-hmm.
instead of whatever. Well, anyways,
Have
one of
I
the
ever told
things.
you? Have I ever told you about my dream in that regard? If I were to win, let's say I don't know, the $100 million lottery, that kind of thing. I think the thing I'd really want to do most is find a piece of property that's near either next to a hotel or near a hotel and near an airport, and build the Northeastern Foosball Training Center, which would be enough square footage, of course, to hold multiple tables and hold a decent sized tournament, and just open it to the public for schools to come in and use when there's not tournaments and this kind of thing, and not necessarily make money with, but just to have that training center for the Northeast.
Hmm. Oh, thanks for upstaging me and stealing my thunder, Tom. That's really
Sorry.
cool. Glad I got out of bed. No, I'm just kidding. We're simpatico. You could have the East Coast one, and I would have the better West Coast one.
There you go. Well, with more sunshine, at least.
Yeah,
That's
and
for sure.
yeah, but no,
Maybe
I think that would be cool. Yeah, I like it. I
and if
dig
you're
it.
flying over and you're doing let's say a drone flyover, you'd see from the sky about 10,000 feet. You could see this foosball guy in his back laying up there, looking at the sky, and the amphitheater would be in the head of the foosball player, and
Uh,
the entrance would be in the where the armholes are.
Okay. Well, so this is where you and I divert paths because I'm not about that. But I get what you're saying. No, I don't. You want to go inside the armholes of a foosman to go play foosball in its head?
Right, the head. That's the top. That's where it all takes place,
So
man.
that's the top. So you want to play Freudian doubles is what you want to.
Now, of course, it doesn't have to be anatomically correct
No,
necessarily, but
hey, this is a family show. Let's move on. So, I should probably get going because I'm bleeding from my thigh.
I,
Um,
oh God,
yeah,
no. Have you got plenty of Bactine?
no, I don't use
No,
Bactine. I use betadine.
betadine. That's the stuff right
That's the
there. Was it
stuff. Yeah, it stains. It's terrible, but it doesn't kill the good stuff. It kills the bad stuff.
right, right. Was it turn you purple or something like that?
That's gentian violet. No, no, that is gentian violet. Bactine is like red,
Right,
orange
right,
red.
right. I can hear the voice of
Yeah, I put one of the cats in here to let him cool
gotcha.
down.
Right, chill out.
He's a cute cat. You see the cat?
Oh,
Samwise.
there he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
There we go.
Wow,
Oh
beautiful.
no, my light! Don't knock over my light. Don't do it. All right. Well, Tom. Yeah. No, I hate to go.
It's been a blast.
Yeah. No, it has. This has been great. It was an honor to have Mary on. It
You went,
was
but you see what happens when Hannah can't make it? Then we just
the
lose
cat.
our
Yeah.
yeah. We have a cat fight. We have all kinds of things happen.
And
So
Hannah had some. Yeah, we could do that next time. It's good stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited. Everything's exciting. Foosball is great.
well,
I love it.
and we are going to be talking remotely. I mean, we can get some reports from you on Sunday for Foos Talk Live, and of course we'll be doing some conversations
I
along the way
wonder.
as well.
I wonder if we can do that live.
Oh, why not?
Well, the only thing that'd be prohibitive is I don't want to not be there for for any finals.
Right, for play by
Presumably,
play.
yeah, finals is going to be
Yeah,
happening Sunday
right.
evening, but I get the sense based on what I saw at TKO, a lot of that stuff's going to be done earlier.
Okay.
Unless
Okay.
there's 600 players that I don't. I mean, that would be great
No,
and bad at the same time.
we don't
So
need you for the entire night anyway. So it could be,
right.
maybe 20 minutes or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
but no, what I like the thought of having you and me and Jim on there and
That'd be
Hannah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so well, play by
Well,
ear, whatever.
let's see if we can work it out.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So
But well, safe flights, safe travels, and go clean up that wound,
I'm a
man.
safe drive. I'm driving. That's my favorite thing
Oh, you're
about Vegas.
driving.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's right. Oh.
it's like a 5 hour drive, but it's a lovely drive, and it's been raining
Mm-hmm.
so much here that about a third of the drive is going to be just nice. It's going to be just
Nice.
just
Green.
green. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and I was just working with a voiceover student in a Hollywood studio this afternoon, in fact. And I asked her, so what's the weather like there? She's like, oh, it's beautiful. It's sunny here, and the rain stopped. And I said, oh, it must be getting green. She goes, yeah, it's green.
Hmm.
So I'm glad you're enjoying some decent weather for a change.
Yeah, yeah. And then in about a month from now, it's going to be this brown gross. It's going to look like the inside of an ashtray.
Well, that's LA.
Yeah, but at the same time, the weather's nice like 350 days of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the price you
Yeah.
pay. Although LA is its own thing, but when people ask me where I'm from, I always say Ventura, 2 hours from Los Angeles, because I don't want people to associate me with LA because I don't like LA. What is that button? I just noticed a button on my thing. Nope. Do I sound any different to you right now? Test. No?
Not really. I mean, it's a little, maybe a little louder, not much, but a little bit.
Weird. Oh,
Yeah. Where is it? Where is it located? This
there's
button?
there's a circle. There's a circle with a line through it.
Oh, that's a power key.
Isn't that's phantom power, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
yeah.
phantom power.
Yeah, not for that microphone. You shouldn't.
Not the pod mic, no.
No.
All right. Well, Tom,
Well,
I am still bleeding profusely, so we should probably wrap this up. Let me give whatever last words you want to say. I'm going to say a little thing, and then we'll be done.
hey, thanks to Mary Moore for being so gracious and spending precious time with us during Foos Week. That really made the difference. And man, I think it's going to be a great tournament, and I hope you have some fun.
Absolutely, and I am looking forward to the Hall of Fame ceremony as well. I love that. Long overdue for Scotty Weidman. It's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to working in the booth with Jim Stevens for the first time since Tornado Championships last September.
Wow,
Yeah, I know it's been a long time, but it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
worth the wait.
Yep. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mary Moore. Thank you, Hannah Smith, wherever you are. And thank you to all of our Twitch fans out there listening in. I'm Adam Gilson. That was Tom Robinson. We had Mary Moore on here earlier. Appreciate that. This was FoosWeek.
Faucets dropped down.